Hi you guys. So I decided that I was going to come back and give you guys an updated review of my Elvie pump. This is the Elvie Stripe Plus, and the reason why I wanted to give you guys like an update on it is because I do feel like there's a lot of things that obviously now 3 months later that I have experienced that I think people need to know about, especially if they are thinking of purchasing this what do you call it, breast pump. Y'all, it's early. No, literally I just woke up. I haven't even brushed my teeth, whatever. But I think there's a lot of things that you should know if you're thinking about buying this Elvie Stripe Plus. If you have bought it and it's still early on, I think there are things that, you know, you should probably find out that I am finding out. So it's just to kind of help you guys out. Help the girls, of course. So as you already know, if you watched my first video, you know, you've got your actual, like, the electric pump. This is what powers the pieces that connect to your boobs. And this is what, these are like the actual physical pumps that go on where the air like travels through to pump what I would call the boob suckers. Here's the boob suckers, booby suckers, boop. So to put these together, which I've probably already showed you, you just take this, you attach, boop, you wait for that little click. Same thing with the other, take it, attach, wait for the click. I like to point mine up because usually this dangly part is going to hang out of my bra. And you guys, I really don't know why I got this little blanket on, because I'm about to pull the girls out anyways, because I want you guys to see and experience, and I'm going to be talking to you while I'm pumping. Yes, I know. But let's go ahead and get into, while I'm pumping, I'm going to kind of explain some things that have been helpful for me, just kind of show like how things are going for me, and yeah, just talk about like kind of an update on the baby. So I think last time I did show and tell you guys, so just like, because full disclosure, because I'm just trying to help all the girlies out, I am a size, I believe I'm a G. I am a 30. Well, before pregnancy, I was a 38G. I definitely need to come down on, you know, my wraparound, probably back down to like almost a 34, because yeah, but I use these bras because they can just like get dirty with breast milk and, you know, get gross. Because if you don't know, and this is your first time finding out and you're learning this, breast milk stains pretty much everything. Like, I have stains in these bras, and these are cup bras. They're super expensive. I'm not gonna say super expensive, but they're like $72 a pop. That's expensive. So yeah, they breast milk pretty much stains everything. Obviously you can wash them and it'll come out, but overall, like, you'll still like see kind of like that leftover residue. Not really sure why, but it does. So yeah, and I think I told you guys like in the last video that when I do put these pumps on, obviously it's not like you cannot see them from the side. Your girls got pretty big jugs, so I mean, they are discreet, but it's not the same if I were like in a cup, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Now what I did learn, because I personally, I use these pumps for pretty much everything now. At first I said, oh, they were just gonna be my work pumps, but to be honest, since I'm always out, I do a lot of things. I pretty much take them with me everywhere. And at first I said, oh, my Spectra was going to be my stay-at-home pump, but that has changed, y'all. I only use the Spectra if my Elvie is drying. And to be honest, I haven't used the Spectra in a while. The last time I used the Spectra, I think it was because I left my Elvie at work. So yeah, that was like a month or so ago. So whatever. So I am going to put on the Elvie. I'm going to try and be as discreet as possible, but also kind of trying to give you guys the full experience, because there was one person in the last comments who said that it was very helpful for like her to like see the entire thing. And I want to help you guys as much as possible without like, I don't know, breaking any rules or something, because I'm very new to YouTube. But so what I do is I take the pump, which looks like this. So it has like this little inner nip thing. Now I use the standard cup, the 24 millimeter, but you guys, I'm going to tell you about how I basically was reading this article, because the Elvie app just updated. So I was reading this article on the Elvie app, and they were telling me that there's a way to see if you're like your nipple size and if you're using the right one. Don't know why my voice just went out, whatever. But nevertheless, you're supposed to line up your nipple with, there are 2 lines on the inside. I'm going to show you that. But anyways, that's just kind of what I do. I kind of lean into it, and then I kind of pop it in my bra. And then I'm going to do the other one. As you can see, big girl's coming out. Take it, same thing, line it. I kind of just let the nipple like just literally just drop in. And then I kind of pick her up and put her back down. Okay, so once they're like kind of straight and I feel like the space is there, I pick up my little, I call this like the modem or whatever. The modem, the pump, whatever. And then obviously there's a play button. You hear it playing and doing what it's supposed to do. Now, I want to say that in the first video, I talked about how it was pretty quiet, but obviously like not super quiet. You can hear it. I'm pretty sure like right now as I'm recording, you can hear it, and I don't even have like my microphone on my camera. So yeah, you can hear it. So at first I was like, oh, I could probably like literally sit at my desk and just pump. But the kind of person that I am, I did it like the first week or so that I had it. I did sit at my desk a couple times and I pumped, and when people started to go like, oh my god, what is that noise, then I felt self-conscious, so I didn't do it anymore. But so yeah, the sound is, you can hear it. Like, it's not as discreet as you would think, and it doesn't matter. Like, if you have it up, you can hear it a little bit more. If it's like on your waist and it's to get something, you can hear it, you know. So yeah, just so you girlies know that. Now, something that I do want to talk about, guys. So I use the app, boop, right there. Yeah. So the app has updated. So it looks pretty cool. It tells you like when your last pump was. And then there's like some informational articles, which I be reading because I'm a weirdo. And then you can see like all of my sessions. That was my session from this morning. I wake up pretty early, usually around 4 or 5, and I have a session. But these are like all of my sessions from like the last couple days. So something I want to talk about. So I got my Elvie pump. Yeah, so I got it in May because that's when I first had like whatever. I mean, it was born in February, so she was like 3 months. So I was 3 months postpartum, and I kind of just want to go through what my milk volume was looking like back then, because I think that it's super important for you to understand like how far I've gone. So because my milk supply has really gone up and down, and you know, I've just learned that as a new mom, it's really refreshing to know what other moms are experiencing if you're the only one or whatever. Like, I know they say like, oh, don't compare yourself, but no, to an extent you totally do need to compare yourself, or you just kind of need some help or some kind of guidance, right? So I think the first day I got it was May 4th, and I had already obviously pumped with my Spectra most of the day, and I think I got this like midday, like afternoon. That day I had like 23 ounces that I pumped using the Elvie pump. By May 7th, I can tell by the amount, I must have been like using it full day. I was no longer using my Spectra, and my milk supply had gone up because I had pumped 42 ounces for the entire day. Now, to look at it, I'm like looking, okay, focusing, you guys can see it. So I had 6 sessions for that day. My first session starting at 4:35 a.m. That was 12.75 ounces that I pumped. My lowest session was at around 2 o'clock, and I got 4 points. No. My lowest session was at 11 a.m. and I got 4.5 ounces. At this time, I want to say I was pumping it looks like I tried to do every 3 to 4 hours, because my first session was at 4, but then my next session was at 8, which probably means I pumped and then I had a lot of things to do and then probably get to work. So I didn't pump until almost 8:30 for some reason. But then I went back down to 3 hours and pumped again at 11, which I only got 4 ounces. And mind you, this is from both boobs. And then 3 more hours later, I did a 2 o'clock pump. I only got 4 ounces, but then I did a 5 o'clock pump and I got 5 ounces. So as you can see, it was kind of sporadic. Then I pumped again at 5 and didn't pump again for 4 more hours till 9 o'clock, which means I probably had dinner. And then I got 7.5 ounces. So what I would recommend, one, is that you want to pump when your child eats, so on their eating schedule. So for me, my daughter doesn't feed off the breast every however many hours. She feeds off the breast in an emergency that I really can't get her milk either warmed up quick enough, or I don't have any milk outside that's available. So I'm a full-time pumper and I freeze all of my milk unless she's home with me. I keep 3 bottles out and I pump milk and I put them in the bottles and I put them in the refrigerator. But let's say she wakes up from a nap and she's angry right then and there. Obviously the milk has to warm up. If she can't settle down until the bottle warms up, I will put her on the boob. But in the case that she does, I just wait for the bottle to warm up, right? Okay, cool. So usually when she's eating, I'm pumping. That's kind of the schedule that I go off of. When your baby is, within that 2, 3, maybe even 4 month stage, you're pumping not 2 months, probably 3 and 4 months, even 5 months. You're pumping every 2 to 3 hours. Probably every 3 hours. That's what I was doing. I was pumping every 3 hours. And that's kind of what I was getting, about 40 ounces a day. Anywhere between, at the low, 38. At the high, I want to say the highest was 44 ounces. So, yeah. I would say that's how often you should do it. Now, as your baby grows, obviously they don't eat at the same times. So right now, Amina is 5 months. She's going on 6 months, August 10th. So now I'm pumping every 4 hours. Now, let me tell you why I have been changing my schedule. Pumping is annoying. Okay, I'm going to be super honest with you. It's annoying. It's an annoying process. If I weren't talking to you guys right now, I would probably be fidgeting. I would be moving my breast apart. I'd probably be shifting my boobs, shifting the pump, constantly checking to make sure there's milk in there. It's annoying after you've been doing it for a while. And honestly, it's annoying when you first start doing it. Why? Is because you feel it pulling the milk. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're lying to you. Do not let them lie. It is pulling it. And what I mean by that is I can feel milk pulling from my shoulders / my armpit area. So literally as we're sitting here, I can feel myself getting musty. Which is something that no one is going to tell you. You feel everything. I can feel myself getting parched. Got some water. I can feel myself kind of sweating. You can feel your stomach. A lot of times you can feel the milk pulling from your stomach, especially if you have eaten. If you've eaten, sometimes you can start pumping and you'll feel you have to throw up. So yeah, just kind of wanted to tell you guys that. I feel like I'm rambling, but you guys, there's so much that I need to tell you about this pump during my little pump update. So the Elvie Stride Plus has a lot of different functions for pumping. So there's different speeds, there's different strengths. I typically, when I first started, so the first 2 minutes, it's like gonna warm and massage your nipples, and you can set the stilo or whatever you want to call it of that. I think mine stays at like between 6 and 8. I really think it's 8. um and I think that just means like it pulls harder because I have like a thicker nipple, and like faster. Now, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. Right now, my actual speed of the physical session, because once you pass the 2 minutes, now it's supposed to be pulling the milk out of your little nippies. Once that happened, I had it set to an 8, which was like hard. So it would pull hard, and there were longer, I don't know what you call it, like it just pulled it hard, and it was a longer like pull. I don't know how to explain it. Versus in the beginning, versus now, I put it down to like level 6 because it still pulls it, but it's short. So it's like a shorter time in between each pump. So it's like boom, 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 boom. Before it's like boom, boom. If that makes sense. Like I feel like saying that makes it a lot more understandable. So here's an update because let's see where I am. It's been 11. Can you guys see it? Okay, it's been 11 minutes. Let me show you how much milk I have. Let's see if you can see that. Do you see it? There's the milk. Boop, boop. So yeah, that's what I've produced on my right side in 11 minutes. A typical pump for me, I do 15 minutes because I can't bear anything longer. Now, on my left side, women, do not be shocked or afraid. This is how much milk I have on my left side. It's not as much as my right side. Every woman will have this issue. And if you don't, you're a unicorn and you're great and you're amazing. Because I don't pump the same amount. And actually it tells you in your Elvie Stride Plus like the insights of how much you're getting on both sides. I average, I think it's like, hold on, actually I can tell you the insights. Every average volume of milk expressed in 10 minutes during the last 4 weeks was 1.75 ounces on my left boob and 2.5 ounces on my right boob. So in the first 10 minutes of express pumping, I'm averaging about 1 to 2.5 ounces of milk. And usually by a 15-minute session, I'll probably have like 4 ounces on the right and maybe 2 ounces on the left. The highest I have is usually in the mornings because we're coming from overnight, and usually I'll have about anywhere between 6 to 7.5 ounces from the right boob and 4 to 5 ounces on the left boob. And you know, that's normal for me. It may be different for you. Also, I don't eat after like 7 or 8 o'clock. So obviously there's not much food that's going into those sessions. And if I'm being really honest right now, it's about to turn 9 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet, at all. Actually, I'm lying. I had like 3 Oreos when I woke up for my 4 o'clock pump, but don't tell nobody. All right. Now to some good stuff that I'm pretty sure no one ever told you guys. So if you look right in here, I hope that you guys can see that, but there's like 2 lines. You see that? 2 lines and then a little circle. Y'all, I just found out in the app, swear to God, I just found out in the app that this determines the fit. The circle is 21 milliliters. The triangle, which is what I'm wearing, is 24 millimeters. And then there's one with a square that you have to special order. It's 28 millimeters. So this is what is it focusing? This is what I'm reading from. And this is on the app. There's like a little article. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is important, when I started off, both of my nipples fit in the 24, or so I thought. now I'm at a point where, because for about a month I've noticed a tremendous decrease in milk on my left side, I'm starting to think that maybe this nipple isn't a perfect fit anymore for the 24 millimeter. So later I am going to size it and see if the nipple is better in this 21 millimeter, which will be going down a size, or if I possibly need to go up a size. So the way you figure that out is by putting your nipple inside of like the little hole, and your nipple is supposed to perfectly fall between the two lines that I showed you. If it's smaller than the two lines, then I mean, I have a smaller nipple and I need to go down a size. But if it's bigger than the two lines, then I need to go up a size. If it falls right between perfectly, then I'm actually at the right size. Like, I need to just stop tripping. In 15 minutes, you guys. So I'm about to stop my session and show you guys like what I got. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah. I'm about to stop my session and show you guys what I got. But like I was saying, if you're, like a newer mom like me, first time mom, or even just first time using this pump or whatever, those kind of things make you nervous, especially when you think about like supply, and like if you're like me, I want to breastfeed so bad. I don't want to give my daughter any supplements. Even when it comes to like her eating food, I want to puree it all myself, which we're gonna have a video on that coming soon because she's about to be 6 months and I can start pureeing. But let me show you guys like how this goes. So I take my boob out of the bra. I usually twist this to the side and I take it off. This is like the suction that helps, like the air push through and suck. Now for this, I usually like squeeze it a little bit because I want to release my nipple. Bow. So here is the pump. I will turn it around so you can see. That's how much milk I pumped. In 15 minutes, I will tell you the ounces. It's about 4 ounces. Hold on. It's probably about 4.25 ounces. And I'm going to sit that here because I have my little freezer bags. Amina is actually not here. She's in Texas. I miss her. She comes back tomorrow night. So excited. But yeah, let's look at the left boob. And like I said, hopefully this kind of like makes you feel a little bit better if you've been experiencing this. Like, it's not you, it's not the pump, but every woman is just different. Now this is the left boob. As you can see, it's less. See that line? For the right boob, that was covered. For the left boob, it's not. For the left boob, I made probably about 3.25 ounces of milk. That's normal. So I'm going to record it in my Elvie Stride Plus. Boop. Can you guys see? So that's about 7.5 ounces. I'm going to save that so it'll tell me like up there. Do you see it? Like my last session. And it saves the time. And I turn off the physical pump. So that's just kind of like what I wanted to tell you guys as an update. Now just to kind of update like on my milk journey. Right now I am at a point where I'm not reaching 40 ounces of milk a day. At the most I think I've seen within the last like 2 weeks, I've probably been getting maybe like 36 ounces. So I'm not too far from 40, don't get me wrong, but it's not 40, which was kind of hard for me to adjust to. I do know that there are different reasons why this happens. My daughter has been sick, and when I was feeding her off the breast, I'm pretty sure that the way my breasts were responding, it was just like, oh, well, she's not eating as much, so I'm not going to produce as much. That could be it. It could be just like different things that I have going on in life, obviously like stressors and stuff. Like, I've just been stressing, you guys, like just normal stuff, work, decision making, daycare stuff. So yeah, so that's kind of how that has been going. Now, something that I will kind of like wrap up and talk about is cleaning the Elvie Stride Plus. You guys, let me tell y'all something. I literally, after a couple of months, I thought I was about to, well, after like a month, I thought I was going to have to take this back. I think it was about a month ago. I had kept having this issue where my Stride Plus was leaking. Let me tell you guys why. So when you open it up and you go through the app, it's going to tell you like, oh, you need to clean it after every single session. Not saying that you shouldn't. Maybe you should. I personally do not. Let me tell you why. If I'm at work and I have a session and I clean my Elvie Stride Plus, it's best to air dry it so that everything completely dries. In 3 hours, this thing does not completely dry. Something is still going to be wet, especially like this little suction pump. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. This thing, it's still going to be wet. Now, let me tell you something about this thing. I realized that you should probably, depending on like the kind of suction you use, you probably need to buy more of these, which they sell them at Target or whatever. You need to buy them and replace them probably like every 3 months. I've learned that because if once like this little piece starts to kind of, let me see, do that, you know, kind of like open up just a little bit. Once it opens up just a tiny bit, you need to replace it because you're no longer getting the best suction. That's when I first knew that I was having some issues with the Elvie Stride Plus. In addition, there are, so around here, this blue, that's actually like a piece that needs to come apart that has to be cleaned. If that is not completely dry, and you put this together, you will experience leaking like right here. Let me tell y'all a quick story. One day it was a morning, y'all, and I had an amazing pump session. Like when I tell y'all amazing, I had like 14 ounces. This is amazing, right? I set my pump up and I didn't have like my freezer bags like right there or bottles. It was one or the other. And I think I heard Amina crying. So I ran to her, popped a pacifier in her mouth, ran back to the pump. All the milk had come out. And this was just laying there open. And I was like, how the heck did that happen? Well, I had washed it the night before and steamed it as directed, let it air dry, and somehow after 8 hours it still wasn't like completely dry. And when you put the suction together, you can see here, you see how that's kind of open, but right here, yep, there's like a little, I don't even know what to call it, but basically the suction is kind of messed up. That right there had happened at the bottom, like all this bottom. I did not know that. And y'all, milk was everywhere. It was in the kitchen on the counter, but it was everywhere. My dogs were licking it up, but it was everywhere. And I was like so upset, and it kept happening. And I realized that that's the reason why it was happening. So just make sure that you're paying attention to that. Make sure that it is completely dry before every use, because a couple of times I have been pumping and then I had noticed, like maybe I felt and I realized there was a wet stain and milk was seeping out as I was pumping. So that's an issue that I really feel like Elvie needs to adjust, if you're asking me, because I feel like that must have something to do with the product. Maybe the rubber. I don't know if it's not thick enough. I don't know if the fit. I don't know if that's something that you also need to, you know, look at purchasing every couple of months or something like that. I personally did not purchase another one. I'm really, really cautious when I close them up and try and make sure that the way I line it up, there's no room for milk to seep through. But I'm actually looking right now and there's milk in it. I don't think you guys can see, but there is. But I'm gonna wrap this video up because I see it's been like 30 minutes. I'm so sorry, you guys, but I really hope that it was helpful. I really hope that you know, if you guys have any questions or comments for me, or you want to update in like 3 more months, I got y'all. But for right now, like, that's kind of the update that I wanted to give you guys. Oh, I will add in, if you were told, like, oops, sorry, gave you guys a lot of boobs. If you were told that you would like lose a lot of weight for breastfeeding and stuff like that. I will honestly say that around the 4-month mark, I did start to see some of the weight falling off that the people were talking about, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was gung-ho. I'm trying to get out of bed. I was gung-ho on breastfeeding because I was like, oh my God, I want to lose like my baby weight. And it's going to happen. It's not going to happen immediately. It's definitely a slower process, but don't lose hope, you guys. It'll happen. What I will say is before I hit 4 months postpartum, like around 3 months postpartum, I had dropped almost all of my baby weight. So I was at like pre-baby weight or whatever. But and that was like 170. I couldn't get under 170. So I couldn't get under like 174. I stayed at like 174 to 175 for a while. And then after like 4 months, I completely dropped. I went under 170 and I've been floating between like 164 and 160 like 6. Right now I'm on my period. So who knows what I am. But actually I will get on the scale and show you guys what I am, because I've been trying to be super transparent. Oh, okay. I thought that like my thing died. Hold on, you guys. I'll get on the scale to show you. Yep. So right now I am 160. Oh, it's gonna load. 168. Like I said, I'm on my period. So just the fact that I'm under 170 has been life-changing for me enough. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'll be back with more updates and just like more mommy content very soon. And tell me if there's anything that you guys want, because when I order my pureer, oh my gosh, content. So thank you guys so much.